Hi, this is a continuation of the video series called The Cling or the Clot, question mark, or it can also be called, Oh Muslim, is it the Cling or the Clot? I haven't really decided, but right now I think I'm going to call it The Cling or the Clot, and I think this is part, well, I'll find out someday. By the way, when I do my words, I'll be using this side of my face. When I do his, I'll be doing this side, plus using the mock Arabic accent. Okay, and right now he's accusing me of lying, so that gets me saying, how am I lying? I mean, if I say I believe, excuse me, if you say, quote, I believe, when you don't, aren't you not only a hypocrite, but are an infidel, unbeliever? Again, I don't see how I'm lying here. The verse is Quran 3:119. Talks about some Muslims at that time, not the unbelievers or infidels, about the ones that bite their fingertips in rage of you. Okay, I think that's what he's talking about. How do you know? You can read the interpretation and also know that the cause of the revelation of this verse to know the whole story. So you do believe what the hadith says and aren't a Quran only Muslim. God knew what Muhammad didn't know, and described their act of biting their fingertips to tell the hypocrites that he knew their deeds. So hypocrites don't bite fingertips. I am not sure about who they are, but they might be some Jews that claimed to be Muslims at the time. So your fingertips will be fine, and don't worry. So it's either some Jews or it's some Muslims that bite their fingertips in constant rage of you. Well, who are the worst of beasts, the worst of creation? If it is it some Jews or some Muslims that the Quran is talking about? They are Muslims. Oh, really? But the question is, are they true or just pretending? These people, either Arabs or Jews, are called hypocrites. Where does it mention them being anything? I think he's talking about that Quran verse, yeah. Where does it talk about them being anything? Sure, they're hypocrites, but who are they? It's not mentioned. By the way, hypocrisy in Islam is not a sin, apparently, because in Quran 3:28, a Muslim is not to take Jews and Christians as friends, but through guarding against them. Just as in other words, the Muslims only put out an outward appearance of being friendly with Jews and Christians. You can go and study about that chapter. I don't care about their names. I care about their category as hypocrites. Oh, so there are good hypocrites, like those that the Quran 3:28 is talking about. Those that put it into practice, right? What you're saying is not true at all. What does don't take them as friends and protectors unless you guard against them? What does that mean to you? Hypocrisy is worse than shirk in its dangers to the Islamic nation. Then why is there Quran 3:28 and 1606? Quran 3:28 does not talk about the people of the book. Who are they then? A Muslim man can marry a Jewish or Christian woman. Can a Jewish or Christian man marry a Muslim woman? Or will her family slit her throat thinking that she's become too westernized? And can make friendship with anybody he likes. Really? Well, how about Quran 5:51? Being allies means helping each other during war. What does friends and protectors mean to you? That is the prohibited one, and it doesn't include people of the book. If so, what do you make of Quran 9:29 that tells you to fight anyone who doesn't believe in Allah and the last day, even if they are people of the book? You sure you can take people of the book as friends? Interpretation does not mean hadith, but it means the authentic narratives that describe the story or situation. I bet you feel that narratives that say Muhammad married a 6-year-old aren't authentic, true? She was 9. Hadith said she was married at 6. She was considered a woman in the biological sense, as she had gotten her first period already. At age 6 or at 9? Where does it say even at she got a period at age 9? But look who's talking. Everybody was doing that during the Middle Ages, getting married when they were young. Thus, it was okay for Muhammad as well. But isn't Muhammad supposed to be better than the people, those Europeans of the Middle Ages? Supposedly, isn't Muhammad supposed to be the exalted man, the one you're to follow? Not Muhammad. Shouldn't it be that way, and not Muhammad following those of the Middle Ages? That was normal back then, I said. Yeah, well, so was burning witches. Google search about women marriage in the Middle Ages, and you will be surprised. Did you know that pulling people apart was okay back then? Kings and nobility in Europe were doing what Arabs used to do. Right. Of course. Sure they were, but they also burned at the stake. If you thought the earth was round. We are talking about set marriages, and that was universal at that time. Maybe not many women. Maybe not many women. I don't know the reasons. Do you believe set marriages should be installed again? Set marriages are done for political reasons, and most people are commoner like me. I see. No, she was engaged at 6 and married at 9. Bring your hadith, let's see it. Okay, well in the Sahih hadith I'm familiar with, she was married at 6 and consummated at 9. No, she got engaged at 6 and married at 9. Bring your hadith up. Doesn't marriage in the Quran also mean sex? I think it means, yeah, yeah. Marriage means hum. Okay, well, this is Sahih Muslim. Sahih means sound, authentic. So, Sahih Muslim, book 8, number 3310. Okay, Aisha, Allah be pleased with her, reported, Allah's apostle, may peace be upon him, married me when I was 6 years old, and I was admitted to his house when I was 9 years old. That's then Sahih Bukhari, volume 7, book 62, narrated at number 64, narrated by Aisha. That the Prophet married her when she was 6 years old, and he consummated his marriage when she was 9 years old, and then she remained with him for 9 years. That is until his death. There's also Sahih Bukhari, volume 7, book 62, number 65, narrated Aisha, that the Prophet married her when she was 6 years old, and he consummated his marriage when she was 9 years old. Hisham said, I have been informed that Aisha remained with the Prophet for 9 years until his death. Okay. What do you know of the Quran by heart? Okay, then Sahih Bukhari, volume 7, book 62, number 88 says, narrated by Ursa, the Prophet wrote the marriage contract with Aisha while she was 6 years old and consummated at 9 years old. Then there's Hari, volume 7, book 62, number 88, narrated by Ursa, the Prophet wrote the marriage contract with Aisha while she was 6 years old and consummated his marriage with her while she was 9 years old, and she remained with him until his death. Consummated by the way, consummated in English means sex on the marriage night. Well, 100% true. Then I was almost right, because marriage equals home. Marriage equals home. It was done when Isha was 9 years old, so we'll call it a win-win situation. So he homed her when she was 9 and didn't have sex with her when it says consummated. How do you know that's true? By the way, are you familiar with Quran 65 verse 4 that says you can quote, marry a girl who hasn't yet had a period? You think that marry, that word for marry in Arabic, do you think that's marry in Arabic or sex? No, all I meant, she married the Prophet when she was 9, when she became available at his house, at his home. When she was 6, 7, and 8, she was at her parents' home. But the hadith says she was 6 when she was married. Are you saying he married her twice? I'm not talking Arabic here. but being from Kuwait, you know Arabic, true? Iraqi Arabic, Persian Gulf Arabic, true? I said you were correct, and implied that the true marriage was practically done when she was 9, practically. End of story. This is not a big deal. Only if you want to believe she was older than 9 when Muhammad diddled her, right? This has been okay. Quran 59 verse 21. Quote, If we, that's Allah talking, had sent down this Quran upon a mountain, you would have seen it humbled and coming apart from fear of Allah. And these examples we present to the people that perhaps they will give thought. Could you run that by me again? Quran 59 verse 21. If we, Allah and Muhammad, had sent down this Quran upon the mountain, you would have seen it humbled and coming apart from fear of Allah. The Quran is proud until then? What? Does that make sense? It's afraid of, the Quran is afraid of high places? Allah is a mountain? What? All those clear signs handed down, right? And these examples we present to the people that perhaps they will give thought. Why? So they can be in doubt when they wonder why the Quran says embryos are clots of congealed blood? You know, the blood clots? And let's get some other guy saying, actually I was already proved my point, and in both Jewish and Christian texts, Sarah threw out Hagar and Ishmael when she was young. So once again, when did Abraham and Ishmael and Hagar go to Mecca to build the Kaaba? And where was Sarah and Isaac? Yeah. Hagar is a princess, and Ishmael is 18 years older than Isaac. I bet he's glad that he can be directed from this thing, get him from talking about Aisha being 9 when Muhammad screwed her. Sarah was 78 when she got pregnant. If Abraham went to Upper Egypt, why wouldn't he go to Mecca? Egypt isn't in Arabia. That's why. Hagar is more blessed by God than Sarah, as Ishmael was chosen to be sacrificed before the birth of Isaac. Where does it say that in the Torah or the book, and it's the Bible, anywhere? And his children were kings. Jacob, famous sons, Joseph and Benjamin, were from Rachel, daughter of Ishmael and Hagar, and most of his other children are from concubines. Jews are half slave blood, and deserved to be enslaved in Babylon. Where in the Bible does it say Ishmael was chosen to be sacrificed? If you believe the distorted Bible, then Genesis 16:2 implies that Sarah was waiting for Ishmael and loved him before he was born. Sarah rented a biological mother. Is that verse implies. Bible is full of lies. It is full of stupid man-made inventions. If so, then how can the clear signs Quran be true when it says it confirms whatever scripture that went before it? Why are you to go to those who have been reading the before scriptures, Quran 1094, if the before scriptures Bible is corrupted? Stay away from the satanic verses. It couldn't be the real book of God. Then again, why obey not only Quran 1094, but why obey Quran 568 that tells Jews and Christians to stand firm upon the Torah and Injil, which make up a good part of the Bible? Genesis 16:16 says, Abraham was 86 when Ishmael was born, and Genesis 21:5 says that he was 100 when Isaac was born. So Ishmael was 14 according to this. And because the Bible liked to kick out people, we note in Genesis 21:14 another kick out to Hagar and her son. So where does the sacrifice of Ishmael kick in? I'll continue this. Bye.